Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. If you saw my story before, I am very excited about this live because there's some really exciting things going on. Again, I want to thank everyone just for their love and support. I have been so tremendously overwhelmed by just how much my life has changed in the past month, how much I've been able to find people to connect with who just are amazing individuals. I just can't believe the turnaround my personal life has had, and it's really beautiful to be taking this step of working with Lime Life and becoming a social media influencer, and just going on this wild journey. So thank you all for your support. Again, I have a lot of announcements, a lot of exciting things to talk about and all, but I again am just amazed by the journey. When I started with Lime Life a month ago, I couldn't believe how busy I've been, and it's an amazing problem to have, but it's also very unexpected for me. So I am so sorry I'm behind on a few things. Please be patient with me as I try to just figure out how to manage all of this and figure out how to work social media, since I'm a little bit illiterate in it sometimes. So tonight, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have an interview that I am extremely excited for. A few weeks ago, I met this person just because, gosh, we're on the same journey, similar with, we were just vibing similarly, and we ended up meeting each other on social media, and he is an absolute sweetheart. I absolutely adore him, and we both agreed that it felt like we are both family members who just literally met each other. And I'm very excited about this interview. I think he's got some really phenomenal insights to give to all of us. And I'm going to go ahead and get him on now. Please welcome my guest, Ori. Let's. All right, he should be getting on in a second. Um, there he is.
Hey,
How are you, Ori?
I'm doing great, Biffy. Oh my gosh, this is really cool. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on my channel and everything. I really appreciate it. I think this is going to be a very exciting topic and everything. Just to let you all know, Ori just finished a live video a few minutes ago, so he's a total rock star for getting on again. And thank you so much. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem.
I know it's a lot to
But
jump around from everything.
it's part of the job, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I wanted to just start with, who are you, Ori? What are you currently doing? What's going on in your life right now?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, the biggest part of what's been going on in my life is I've been eating a few too many potato chips through the COVID-19 pandemic. So, like most of you, gym has taken a little back seat in my life. Um, And of course, during the pandemic, I decided to launch a brand new solo project. So a lot's going on. A lot's going on. So my name is Ori. For those of you who don't know, I now started a electro pop genre project. And I actually am not near to the music industry. I actually was part of a band for 10 to 12 years. We were in the Christian rock band world. And so many people would say, like, I did quite an evolution of genre, which I did. But I'm very excited. Honestly, music has always been true to my core. What I wanted to do, it's how I express myself. I often tell many people it's my therapist, because when I wouldn't talk to other people, I would put my feelings, my thoughts in song. So that's really why I do what I do. Um, I recently moved to Nashville. So in 2019, I moved from New England and came to Nashville. So it's been quite a journey, quite a culture shock, if you will. But I'm loving it. I'm meeting more people. My music is definitely has a lot more, potential for like connection with other artists and networking opportunities down here than I had up north. So I'm very happy about that. And otherwise, just released a brand new song. Released one of my first singles called "Fire in the Flood," and it's held like amazing response from people everywhere. My YouTube video is going crazy. The music video, so it's been like overwhelming. A lot of cool stuff. I'm on the phone a lot these days, but all in all, that's kind of a fast forward version of what Ori's up to right now.
That's amazing. And by the way, I just watched Ori's recent live, and you don't look like you've been quarantining too much with potato chips because everyone was commenting on his arms. So you are totally fine in that department.
Okay, that makes me feel better at least.
Yes, so no worries there at all. And
Okay.
I also wanted to say about your song, Fire in the Flood. It is, you guys, you need to check it out. It is so amazing. I literally listen to it on repeat because I hear something new every time. I hear a different new message. And today, this afternoon, my son and I were just driving, and he's like, "Mom, who made this song?" Um,
Oh,
so hopefully, my son is watching this right now and knowing who the real deal is.
that's so sweet. Thank you, Biffy. That means a whole lot. It means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Of course.
Thank you.
And with your new song and your new single, I wanted to ask next, what inspired it?
Well, I'm gonna try to give you the Cliff Notes version, because I
Perfect.
think I've I've been wanting to write a song like this for a long time. Many people may or may not know, but I'm gay. I grew up in a place in a small town, and even though I had wonderful people, friends and family that loved me, it wasn't an affirmative space. And it certainly wasn't a space that would allow my faith and me being gay to coexist. And so, as anyone could imagine, that brought a lot of anxiety, that brought a lot of depression, suicidal thoughts through my head. I wanted to escape. I wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to just be somewhere else. I wanted to be someone else. What a terrible thought now saying that out loud, but I did. And so writing this song has been years in the making, and it came out of pain. About a year and a half ago, it was about the first time I ever came out to my family and my friends. And as you can imagine, there were some people that were very supportive, and then other people that showed me cold disapproval, and that was hard. And what it really did was push the knife a little bit further into those sensitive areas of my own heart, which were already feeling fragile. And so I remember going home one night and just feeling like I had a couple of options. My options were either to let this destroy me, let what people say about me and who they think I am determine and dictate my future, or maybe there's something to this pain. Maybe there's something to why I'm experiencing the things I'm feeling and the words that people throw at me. So I decided to flip it. And this song called Fire in the Flood is 100% about that. It's 100% about the flood being like the depression, the anxiety that I was in, and the fire being the resiliency and the strength that I found truly to me I feel because of my faith. That I knew that was always there at the core of who I was. And so that really was the fire to rise above and bring me out to life. So that's where Fire in the Flood stood. And a year and a half ago, I made that choice. I made that choice to be a fire in a flood. I wanted to be an anomaly, something that people aren't used to seeing. And we read and see a lot of news about people committing suicide. The depression and anxiety are just overwhelming right now, more than ever before. And social media certainly contributes to that. But I didn't want to be another one of those numbers. In fact, I wanted to reverse those numbers. And so this particular song is just my call to that. It's my call out to people who are in a flood that I was in. And so it's a call that we can all be different. We can all flip the tide.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I'm so inspired by that, and thank you for sharing all of that. That is incredibly beautiful. I am so happy that you are a person who wants to flip the numbers around. Yeah, don't change you who you are. You're just such an amazing person. Um, when I was listening to your live while I was getting ready for this one, someone asked the question how you got the name Ori, and I was like, "Ooh, I
Yeah.
need to ask that." So
So Ori, for those that knew me, my name was Gregory. I was born with the name Gregory, and most people just cut it short. Most people just said, "Hey, Greg," and that was cool. But I've always enjoyed my full name. So when this whole life change, when this whole mind change, belief system change happened, I said, you know what? It's time for some things to change. I'm ready to hear the portion of my name that I never heard that often. So I chopped off Greg and left Ori, which is typically spelled Ory, but for branding, marketing purposes, it didn't look super cool with a Y, so we switched it to an I and put a little cool little roof on top. So that's why I picked Ori, because I wanted it to kind of symbolize a different part of me, the people. The music that I'm going to make, people may not be super familiar with, but it's still who I am, and it's honestly the part that I want to share. And also, the name Ori in Hebrew means light. And one thing that I think our world needs more than ever is light. I really want to be an instrument and a vessel where people can see light and they see hope, because I feel like that's what my life has been. Sure, I've been through some bad stuff, but nothing worse than probably anyone else. And I think I want to be able to shine. So Ori means light. That just is so cool for me. So
yeah, when you were just talking, the scripture in Isaiah came up to me about like how God says, "I have called you by name."
yeah.
And I just thought the story of that is so amazing because you absolutely are a light. And I don't think it's ever coincidence when God does give us a name. And so
Mm-mm.
you definitely are a light shining
Oh,
in this dark world. So praise be to God for that.
thank you, Biffy. Thank you. I believe that too. I believe that too.
Yeah. So because you love music and everything, what started that passion originally?
Well, if you ask my mom, she could never get us, me and my siblings, to shut up. um, my dad, this is such a wonderful memory that I have. I grew up in a wonderful home. My dad, I was homeschooled, me and my four siblings.
What?
Yeah,
I was
yeah, we were
too.
homeschooled. Oh my word! Well, there, yet another connection.
There we
So I was
go.
homeschooled. It was so cool. Every morning we start with devotions. My dad plays guitar and he sings wonderfully. My mom sings wonderfully. So I kind of grew up in this heritage of being in a musical family. I've aunts and uncles. Everybody can hold their own. But he would always play guitar and sing for us every single morning. That's how we started our day, and it would usually be like Sunday school songs, like Father Abraham or Onward Christian Soldiers, something like that. But we were from a early age, music was always valued. It was never forced upon us either. We were forced to take piano lessons, but not, which, to this day, it's like the idea of piano lessons, it kind of grosses me out. But we were able to enjoy music, and I remember always listening to a lot of different styles. My dad was a hard rocker. To this day, he is a hard rocker. My mom prefers things a little bit more on the mellow side, but she likes some instrumental classical, but she also likes some pop and different things like that. So yeah, music's has always been in the blood, and like I told you, music's been therapy, and I think we actually now see that medically, right? That people are using medical therapy. So for me, it took a supportive role, and then later on, I was able to channel it creatively. But in early